I'm standing next to the 2019 Dodge Challenger RT Scat Pack. And today we're going to talk about the outside, then we're going to talk about the interior, and then finally we're going to take it for a test drive. And then I'm going to let you know what I think about it and if you should buy one. I think this is a very handsome looking car. It is muscular. Does it need a refresh? Yes. You can't just be good. You have to be new in the car world, and it's definitely due for a refresh, but it looks badass. So the Challenger benefits from a lot of trickle-down effects. Hollowed-out headlights provide cooling to the engine from the Hellcat and an available wide body from the Demon. We have the 392 badging on both sides, and this thing produces, with a 6.4 liter engine, 485 horsepower and 475 pound-feet of torque. We got the new hood with the operational vents. Space is not something that you're going to be looking for if you're buying a muscle car. It's all about the power, which this thing has plenty of. But check out the trunk. Quite a lot of space. It has a huge opening, and if you compare this to the Camaro, it is a huge difference. Now you may notice something very yellow about this car. These little plastic coverings that says "to be removed by dealer" are never removed by the dealer. This is an Enterprise rent-a-car, and they have yet to take them off. But I've seen others on the road, and even my brother has an RT, and he has those things and thinks it looks cool. I don't get it. They're supposed to be removed. It's like the plastic on the floor covers from our brand new car. It's the same thing. Take them off. Moving on to the interior, you'll see a lot of familiar surfaces and buttons that we've seen for a while in Dodge vehicles. You know, the materials, it's not the greatest, but it's definitely livable. Auto up and down, mirror right here. Alpine system this one's equipped with. It's not too impressive. Light controls. Steering wheel, of course, with the paddle shifters, nice and thick. Lots of controls here. Very interactive gauge cluster, 2 analogs and a digital with all sorts of information that'll pop up. And in the center stack, here's where it gets interesting. You got drive modes, launch control. You get the 6.4 liter Rumblebee logo. You're gonna get around 12 or 13, maybe 14 miles per gallon on average if you don't baby it. I've been driving this thing for about 215 miles. I'm averaging 12.8. Tons and tons of information. You have a quarter-mile timer, all sorts of performance data, air intake temperatures. Got to the 0 to 60, and this is a rental car, like I said, from Enterprise, but allegedly, according to this computer, someone got a 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. I'm pretty sure this does 0 to 60 in the low 4s, but you get the familiar Uconnect, all sorts of information for performance could be controlled with a touch of a button. I don't know why it doesn't stay in my custom mode. Maybe there's something I missed in here, but it usually switches to auto after I turn off the car. Heat and cool seats, all controlled in screen, not a button on the center dash. You can control climate control. Of course, the Apple CarPlay, which is my favorite. I'm not buying a car anymore that doesn't have this. Super convenient. Overall, a great interface. Look, is this interior jaw-dropping? No, it's not. Is the performance jaw-dropping for around 40 grand? Absolutely. So my other review was a 2019 Camaro SS. I have a lot more people looking at this car than that car. It is definitely a lot more popular in the public. People think it looks cool, and I think it does look cooler. I think the Camaro SS, if you watch my other review, it definitely needs some work in the exterior. If you're an enthusiast, you're gonna expect a lot more from American cars, but at this price point, you're paying for the engine. There's a ton of room in here. If you're comparing this to the Camaro SS or the Ford GT, and you're a bigger person, you may want to take a look at the Challenger. What's really cool is the halo, the quad halos on this thing, or the daytime running. Pretty menacing look. There's two ways to get into manual mode. You could simply, in the normal drive function, you could just downshift and it'll stay in manual mode temporarily until there's no use of the paddle shifters, or you just, to go kind of a more permanent manual mode, push the lever to the left, the M will light up and you are in your manual mode and you can step on it. Automatic rev matching. I don't know why this thing's so nice to park. Yeah, there's a screen backup camera, but that's in every car. It's just very nice to park. I love it. And these Brembos stop on a dime. 4 pistons, and they clamp down so hard. You got to get used to it when you first start driving because they just tap of the toe once again. I'm doing a lot of comparisons to the Camaro because I just reviewed it, and I think there's a cool factor that could be discussed about it. Exterior wise, this I think is the more handsome, masculine car. Interior, I gotta give it to the Camaro. Here's a tunnel. This is the muscle car you want to get if you are a large person. It's pretty comfortable, it takes bumps pretty well. It's not overly quiet like a luxury car, but you can't expect that. And the exhaust notes are not quiet. What are my thoughts overall on the Challenger? Well, I think it's a fantastic muscle car. It is extremely fast. The musical notes that come through this exhaust are exhilarating. Is it worth a look? Absolutely. If you're comparing different muscle cars, the Mustang, the Camaro, definitely take a look at this. And power to you if you got the dough to afford the RT Scat Pack. Definitely go for the Scat Pack over the regular RT. It bumps up the horsepower, looks way more menacing, and a little bit more exclusive. It's badass. Overall, I'm very pleasant with this Challenger. Now, compared to the Camaro SS of the same year that I drove, I like the Camaro because of the functionality. Like, it's a muscle car and it's small, and that's a good thing. You know, this is I can find comfort in anything because I'm not a huge person. In my opinion, the muscle car should be a little smaller. It'll give it more utility with the fat engine and a smaller, better power to weight ratio, really. But that being said, the Challenger is nothing to snooze at. It is friggin' fast. It is fun. Overall, a fantastic car. So let me know what you think in the comments, which muscle car you're into in the 2019 season. Let me know what you think about the Scat Pack. I love it. Drive one. If you're in the market for one, test drive it, definitely. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a good day.